During the Suddenlink switch-up, you simply have to make the move. Suddenlink delivers better TV, faster internet, and more affordable home phone, and now each service is only $29 a month when you bundle. Switch up the TV with over 10,000 on-demand titles and no unreliable dish. Switch to internet up to 10 times faster than DSL. And switch up the phone with unlimited local and US long distance. Switching up couldn't be easier. With us, there are no required contracts, and you get our We Promise customer guarantee. 70% of satellite customers are unhappy with their bill. Just another reason to join the thousands every month who switch up to Suddenlink.
Call 877-535-6389 and get Suddenlink TV, internet, and phone for just $29 a month per service when you bundle. Plus, get TiVo AnyRoom DVR for $19 per month and your choice of internet speed upgrade or Wi-Fi for $10 per month. It's easy.
Gayle King.
What would you tell women today that you wish someone had told you? Do you believe in redemption?
Oh, do I ever?
What is the goal in Syria? What would you say to your children if they were behaving the way the Democrats and the Republicans are behaving?
The news is back in Morning News with Gayle King.
This is such a great story.
On the Emmy Award-winning CBS This Morning.
This new year, get answers about legal actions you've put off far too long. The consultation is free. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
WXVT, Greenville, Greenwood, Cleveland. Delta News at 5 starts now.
I'm Renee Skinner. Coming up on your Delta News at 5, 4 teens arrested. Police say they could be responsible for a string of robberies in the area. Also, we talked the flu with Delta residents and more on why you should get vaccinated. Those stories in a moment. Now here's Steve Schill with a first look at your weather. Steve?
Yeah, Renee, we've got some important information to deliver for you. We're going to get right to it. The bitter cold is gone, but the moisture now is starting to make its way into the Delta. Just very light sprinkles out there right now at best. If you're driving around, it's going to be intermittent showers. Not a big deal this evening. But as we head into the overnight hours and with colder air making its way in, there's a chance that we'll see some freezing rain, anywhere from 0.05 of an inch to 1/10 of an inch of rain for portions of Bolivar County down through Washington County, heading east into Sunflower County, and then crossing over the Mississippi into Arkansas in Chico and in Ashley counties. Now, there's also a winter weather advisory in effect for a good portion of the state to the north of us, up in Coahoma County, over in Tallahatchie County, up in Quitman County, and then across the river into Arkansas, into Deshay, and up in Phillips County. So we have a lot to talk about. How long will this winter-like weather continue, and what can we expect as we head into our weekend? I've got your complete forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Renee?
All right, thanks, Steve. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being with us. New developments tonight on a story we've been following. Recently, we've reported several armed robberies that have occurred in Greenville. Well, now police say 4 teenagers are in police custody on armed robbery charges. 19-year-old Carlos Cross, 18-year-old Cordell Smith, 17-year-old Damian Smith, and 15-year-old Ladarian Coleman were captured Monday by the Greenville Police Department. All 4 are charged with armed robbery and conspiracy to commit armed robbery. They're being held in the Washington County Regional Correctional Facility, awaiting their first appearance in court. That brings the total to 6 arrests in a recent string of robberies that happened over the past week. Coming up on your Delta News at 6, WXVT's Kelly Rittenauer will have more on this story, as well as surveillance video of the robberies. According to the State Department of Health, there's been several reports of serious illnesses and deaths from the flu in young and middle-aged adults, many of whom were previously healthy. The strain identified in Mississippi this season has been the 2009 influenza H1N1 strain, which in the past primarily affects those under 65 years of age. Hospitals are not required by law to keep official flu numbers, so we caught up with Delta residents to see if the flu is having such an impact locally as it is across the Magnolia State.
I have not seen a whole lot more. I've seen about an average, I would say, during this flu season. I think more people are taking the flu shot is one reason.
A lot more people are getting sick now, including kids. It's kind of up. I watched the news and I seen where they say down south the flu season is high right about now.
It is where I have a couple family members got sick from the flu, and it's like this weather is bad.
Actually, To me, it remains the same. Statistics show that it has risen, but from the people and what have you that I've been noticing, no, I haven't seen a rise. It just seemed the same from year to year.
Vaccination is the best protection, according to doctors. Basic infection control measures can also reduce the spread of flu. These measures include covering your mouth when coughing and sneezing, staying at home when you or your children are sick, and washing your hands very frequently. With the Delta experiencing record-breaking cold temperatures, one local ministry has stepped up and provided a space for people who don't have anywhere else to go. Grace Tabernacle Covenant Church offers a transition ministry. This ministry is there to help those coming back from prison, alcohol and drugs, or those who have just found themselves on hard times. The church is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for people who need somewhere to stay. The church receives no government money for this ministry, but it has received food donations from Kroger's and blanket donations from Broadway Laundry. The church will not turn anyone away, even though space is limited.
We have any other space right now. We have about 20 clients here, but I'm still not going to turn anyone away. You know, the Salvation Army donated us some carts. If we have to sleep here in the sanctuary, I just want them out of the cold.
If you want to give to this ministry, or if you are in need yourself and need services of this ministry, you can stop by the facility, which is located at 1437 Highway 82 East in the old cinema building located directly behind the new McDonald's, or call them at 662-822-9376. A local church creates a program designed to reach out to young mothers in the Delta. Abarima Word Ministry has started Mothers of Mom Maternal Outreach. This program helps young moms that are pregnant. On staff of the ministry are nurses that will educate the young moms about each trimester and what is going on with their bodies each step of the way. They not only work with mothers, but they work with fathers as well to help get both parents involved. They work between the mother and their doctor to help set up free Lamaze and breastfeeding classes. Ministry Director Vanessa Harris says the Delta needs a program like this one.
This is a serious matter. As I've been doing my studying on teenage pregnancy, Mississippi, the state of Mississippi ranks #1 for the highest percentage of teenage pregnancy. So we want to make an impact on our people. And I want to also let them know, if you have been in that situation, as I was at 17, and because of my family and the support that I had, I was able to go into college and be successful. We're here to let you know that you can do the same thing.
The ministry is also having a Mom's Day out in February, where daycare will be provided for moms to have a day to themselves. For more information about this ministry, call 662-394-5968. The Greenville Arts Council finds a new executive director, and it may be a very familiar face for you all. Ann Martin has been named the new executive director for the organization. Martin is a veteran journalist who has spent many years as an anchor at our station, WXVT. The Greenville Arts Council is a nonprofit charitable organization promoting the cultural heritage of Mississippi and the southern region through art and cultural activities. In her new role, Martin hopes to increase fundraising for the council and help the council continue to grow.
Art is important, and we have so many wonderful artists that are from this area. We have this wonderful building here that we're housed in, that we want to keep it as vibrant as possible. We've got the South building that is still in the process of being refurbished. So one of the main things I will be doing is fundraising, in addition to all the other duties that go along with being the executive director.
And will officially begin services as executive director next week. If you're looking for a way to shake the wintertime blues, the Delta Symphony Association is hosting the Swing Machine this Saturday. The 14-person band comes from Memphis. The band will begin playing at 7:30 p.m. at the E.E. Bass Cultural Arts Center. The Swing Machine will play music from the big band era, including songs by Duke Ellington. Besides the band, there will be a dance contest of such dances as the Cha-Cha and the Jitterbug, and a table decorating contest. The theme for this event, Delta Mardi Gras. And tickets are just $15 in advance and $20 at the door. Tickets can be purchased at Montage Marketplace, Greenville Arts Council, as well as the Exceptional Boutique. Just weeks before his federal corruption trial is set to begin, lawyers for former New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin and federal prosecutors met at federal court today. David Hammer has been on top of the Nagin case for the very beginning, and now he tells us not to expect any more delays.
3 trial delays were enough. It finally appears to be deal or no deal time in the Ray Nagin corruption case.
The trial date is set, and I expect it to be firm. Could a plea deal happen? Always. A plea deal can happen on the morning of trial. And given that the vast majority of federal criminal cases are resolved through pleas, it shouldn't surprise anyone if this one is as well.
So far, Nagin has not been interested in a deal. He has gone against the advice of almost everyone and insists on fighting the 21 counts of bribery, conspiracy, and fraud.
They've had their opportunity. The trial is set. If this doesn't get scheduled in the next few days for a rearrangement and guilty plea proceeding, I would expect that everyone's ready for trial.
Judge Ginger Berrigan waited until just 3 days before the last October trial date to grant a delay, obviously hoping that some deal would get worked out. She has another chance to bring the parties together tomorrow, but Ciolino says her hands are largely tied.
I'm not sure she can really do much more. She certainly can't actively interject herself into those discussions, and in my experience, she doesn't do that. So if this is going to get resolved, it's going to be resolved by Mr. Nagin and these lawyers without any assistance from Judge Berrigan.
Finally, there's the question of the government's ace in the hole, charging Nagin's sons for their role in allegedly accepting money and other freebies on their father's behalf, using the countertop installation business they own together. But Ciolino and many others now believe that ship, too, has sailed.
This case has been pending for a long time. It's been under investigation for even longer. If at this late stage the government were to proceed with indictments against those men, it would appear heavy-handed, and it would appear to be something done out of spite in an effort to punish the mayor for exercising his constitutional right for a trial or to force a plea.
David Hammer, Eyewitness News.
Coming up on your